Hello, everybody. Looks like I just can't get over to Duskborn, right? All right, welcome to another edition of Panic Uncracked. I'm your host, Chris Panic, coming to you somewhat live, unscripted, unhinged. I have no idea how this video is going to turn out. I do this right off the cuff. It's been a bit. Set releases are kind of crazy right now. I might have to slow down a little, but we'll see. But we're going to go back. We're going to take it back a little bit. All right. I'm going to pull out the fairies. The fairies. Not the tough fairies, which was upside down. Whoops. See? Unscripted. Did not plan that. Did not really plot that out too well. I'm going to set my markers real quick so I can keep my edges in place. My little pizza die here that you can't see. And you know, all the fancy stuff that you don't get to see. This is a behind the scenes look into how I set up my videos. Setting up all my corners and edges and all that other stuff. We're going to use this Rodeo Pyromancers as the edge down here. Yeah. All right. So we're going back a little bit. Going back to Lorwyn. All right. So I took a little bit of a breather, checked out some Ninja Turtles, been playing a bunch of Commander. Still looking forward to doing some deck techs for some of my Commander decks just for the fun of it. I'm not a pro player. I'm just a guy like everybody else who likes to play the game. Not like you know what I'm talking about. I really should start writing scripts. So I definitely had a lot of fun with Ninja Turtles. I did put a lot into Lorwyn because I was expecting this set to be pretty rad, and the set's not bad. I actually kind of like it. Some of the mechanics, like the mechanics are cool. Blight's awesome. Vivid's whatever. Vivid reminds me of, I mean, it sounds like Domain, you know, like the max you're going to get is 5. But I was just thinking about it when I was outside a little bit, you know, as far as any kind of constructed formats or anything, like the Vivid mechanics almost like the inverse of Devotion. Like Devotion's going to work great in monocolored. Vivid needs, you know, depending on the card, and we can look through them as I open up some of these cards, but, you know, you're usually going to get maybe Vivid X equals 2. You know, you really got to try hard in some limited formats and constructed to get anything higher than that, and sometimes it doesn't work. One of the decks that I'm really enjoying playing in Commander right now is Ashling. It is a lot of fun. That'll probably be my first deck tech. It is a crazy amount of fun. It can pop off. Yeah. But yeah, the set release schedule is getting a little crazy. I think I will do another Ninja Turtles opening for everybody. Then going to move on to Strixhaven. I don't know about retro box openings because it really depends what I want to do. I mean, I might take requests if I have enough people to watch, but you know, I'm just going to do my thing and hope that everybody enjoys it. All right, so let's not keep this going. I'm going to lose a bunch of money. I could hold on to this for a couple years and sell it later, but nope, I've already stretched the plastic, so it's already down $50. Depreciating assets, everybody. But it's okay, because I am crazy. I like my cardboard. If only the piles over to my right here. It is something else. I'm getting closer to having most of my collection organized, but I still got a ways to go. So yeah, I was really excited about Lorwyn because it's been a while. This is probably one of the sets or planes that Wizards hadn't gone to for the longest time. It was beloved, had a lot of crazy good cards in it. A lot of the sets from the original block, the cards from the original block are still turning up as, wow, this effect's powerful. This effect's powerful. You know what I'm getting at. I don't want to ramble too much here. I'm going to keep the packs somewhat visible so you know I'm not cheating here. You know, I'm going to pull out like some crazy random pack, you know, Ravnica Remastered's going to come out of here. All right, so probably the last collector box of Lorwyn I'm going to open. Maybe let's see how the excitement goes. If I get really excited or really bored, maybe I'll do another one. I should pull out the scissors just in case. Kind of take it careful like I did with my Final Fantasy openings. It's not that I don't know. I think there's just a little bit less enthusiasm for this set. Ninja Turtles definitely stole some of the thunder. It's got the nostalgia factor. But also, there's just not a lot of cards in this set that are just really mind-blowing, you know? I mean, I guess it depends, you know, I can't speak to everybody, but I don't know how much of this really any movement or shaking that's going on. The EV of the set, it's kind of whatever. But some of the cards are really cool. I mean, you got elementals, fairies, the minus counters. You got the whole thing you could ask for from Lorwyn. You know, we just didn't get Vendilion Click reprinted. Or maybe we did. And I just forgot because, you know, old man sits here and talks to himself. All right, commons, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, merfolk and, yeah. The elves. There's definitely some really cool elf cards in here. I keep forgetting about that, but yeah. This is a prime example here. All right, let's keep going through some of the Okay, I did enjoy it. Some of the alt art on this set is really awesome. You know, it reminds me of Bloomburrow, where they had, you know, special art for some of the showcase cards. This one, you're getting uncommons with special art. And they don't even have to be like, you know, the most mind-blowing, powerful cards. They still look cool. I mean, look at this Kithkin one. All right, so end rant, end ramble. Forest. Woo, behind the forest we got Tristan's Command, followed by Belonging. Maryland, Fey Ascendant. I played a brawl match against somebody playing this deck. I lost. It was all right. Hey, look at that. We got ourselves, this is kind of cool. We got Deceit here, the Dimir Elemental from the set. And behind there, we also have Lewin, Imperfect Naturalist. Not, you know, cool little elf card here. And Elemental token with another Elemental token. This will end up going in my Ashling deck because that thing can pop off. Oh my god, it's super fun. Actually, I kind of want to sleeve up this Deceit here. This is kind of cool. It's like nice little borderless elemental card. Some of them are okay. Some of them are just meh. I just listed one on my online store, and this is the red white one, Catharsis or whatever. And it was kind of, it was an okay ability. The white gives you tokens. The red one, I can't remember what it does. This one, blue's going to give you a bounce effect. Black's going to give you a Thoughtseize effect. It's not terrible. And it's a 5/5, so, you know, it does stuff. All right, let's keep moving through here. As I'm cracking through here and just... I definitely put a little bit more into Lorwyn than I should have. Not saying it was a bad set at all. But it has limited my ability to get into Strixhaven, and Strixhaven, if you haven't been looking at the spoilers, it's got some gas in it. The reprinting cards, like the cards cast spells, if they're prepared, it's crazy. All right, Cleansing, Cavalry, Vaulter, Peddler, the Auntie, your good old classic Blossoming Defense, Requiting Hex, another one of them nice little showcase cards in the uncommon. The Eclipse Bogart, red-black Rakdos Goblins, another elf card, and full art foil Swamp, and behind there we got Sapling Nursery. Interesting, it's got affinity for forests, and, you know, good old classic Landfall. Wickersmith Tools, Bloodline Bidding, Kinscare Sentry, and then we have a foil Fairy Macabre. All right, so my memory is not what it used to be, everybody. And a copy token with a Scarecrow token. All right. I don't know if... I can't remember if Vendilion Click was a special guest in the set or not, but they definitely posted, you know, put some classics in here, like Fairy Macabre. I don't know if you remember this. I believe it was modern playable at some point. You know, kind of giving you the Leyline of the Void effect by just discarding this card from your hand. Not really the Leyline effect, but being able to shut down some graveyard shenanigans before we started getting a whole lot of graveyard hate. Dredge player here. Like, my god. That thing's getting dusty, my dredge deck. I think I have it sitting next to me on my left over here. I might just pop it out on Modern Open some point. One of my local stores does the Modern tournaments, and maybe I'll just play it to see how it does. All right, let's get through these commons and uncommons. The tweeze. The set is fun. It is cool. Just the set release schedule is getting to be a bit much. It's hard to keep up. Duelist. Blue-white merfolk. All right, swamp. Behind said swamp, we got ourselves Wistfulness, another one of the classic elementals. Well, not so classic, but the new elementals. This is the Simic one. Grave Venerations. Formidable Speaker, which this is definitely a good card. And if you couldn't see the bottom here, you know, it's one of those special World Champion print cards. Champions of the Shoal, and followed by Spine Rock Tyrant. Interesting card, cool art. The showcase art's neat. Flying Wither. When you cast an insert sorcery with a single target, you can copy it. Those spells get Wither, and you choose a new target. And did I have a Temporal Cleansing in this one? I'm kind of curious, because I got an art card here. Oh, well, whatever. Art cards will go with the tokens. That is a foil Wistfulness, so I'm going to sleeve that one up on camera. So this is not just an edition of Old Man Talks to Himself in his lonely, quiet apartment, but he also just opens packs and pops them in sleeves, and all the excitement that everybody wants to see. I really do need to come up with something more creative, like when I did that Madness counter, when I was doing Innistrad Remastered. All right, next pack, The Brute, Solitude. Not the solid, Spiral into Solitude, just to be clear. Mystic, Tilling. I got a deck I can put that in. Extractor, Roaster, Stoneback, Puker's Eye, Morkant's Loyalist, good little Elf Lord, and then we got ourselves a Plains here. Followed by there, we got Ashling's Command, Foil, Dread Tiller, followed by Tristan's Command, Harmonized Crescendo, was the buy box promo? Probably was. And a Sapling Nursery. This one's really cool. I like the art on this one. We've already seen it, Affinity for Forests, but man, dude's just chilling. I mean, it does look like a male face there. Chilling with his little saplings. It's cute little artwork. Goblin token. Tree folk. All right, cool. Almost to the halfway mark. Let's see if we can get this video done in less than half an hour. Oh yeah. Man, so this one's just reminded me of Kitchen Finks. But yeah, Kitkins, blah, blah, blah. Let's get through here. This card in particular, just the art. I don't, you know, it's not related, but yeah, it always makes me think. I always remember that card. I did a draft of a couple drafts of the first Modern Masters set. I remember seeing the Finks in there. Thirst for Identity, Duelist, Clan Festival, Sprite, and then we got ourselves a mountain here. Behind the mountain, Battler, the good old classic off-nabbed goat. I don't know if anybody's played against this one or not, but it's funny. It's a unique, you know, put it on the battlefield. Somebody can draw a card, take control of it, and when it dies, after everybody's drawn all the cards, its owner draws a bunch of cards, and you know, everybody loses life. Doran, Besieged by Time, Champion of the Path, and then a Deep Way Navigator. Blue-white merfolk, not really doing a whole lot. I mean, it's cool, but there's definitely some neat merfolk in the set. All right. You know, maybe if we can see a shock land in here, that would be kind of cool, because the shock land treatment here in this set was pretty rad. Bogart, Wickermaw, Prankster, Springs, Darkness Descends, Bogart Cursecrafter, Noggle Robber, Noggle Robber. Gift. The Plains, which reminds me of this one section in Elden Ring. And behind there we got High Perfect Morcant, which definitely commander card for sure. I've sold a few of these. They don't go for a lot, but people definitely want them, and I'm tempted to maybe check this one out myself. Auntie Ul, the Cursed Wretch from the commander deck. Not too bad. Abigail, the Eloquent First Year, which this card obviously has some good synergy with some other cards. When it enters, another target creature loses all abilities, gets a flying first strike counter, blah, blah, blah. Do some fun stuff there. Mirror Mind Crown. As long as this equipment is attached to a creature, the first time you create one or more tokens this turn, you can instead create that many tokens that are copies of the equipped creature. Ooh, and we got it. Not quite a fractured foil, but Selfless Safe Right special showcase art. This is definitely going to the sleeve here. All right, a Kithkin token with an elf token. All right, keep that on screen so nobody can see me pulling any shenanigans. Let's get that under there so I can pick it up and do this really nicely. Not a bad hit. I don't know if this is going to be, you know, big money hit or anything. I think the serialized card's the only thing that's really going to be the hugest hit here. The Squelcher and I can't remember what the other card is. Those are the real big ones from this set. But otherwise, not a whole lot. I guess maybe we'll see if, you know, when Standard like kind of rotates and refreshes, see if anything from Lorwyn ends up just picking up. Time will tell. It is interesting though. We got quite a release schedule coming up for this year, including some more Universes Beyond. The Hobbit's coming, Star Trek, and what else? Blind Eternities, blah, blah, blah. A whole bunch of stuff. Shapeshifter card, Malice, Assistance, Cinder Strike, Glutton, another Elf Advisor, Gang, Emissary, Lasting Tarfire, and then we got ourselves a Forest. And behind the Forest, ooh, okay, cool. It's the first time I think I've hit the Planeswalker out of this set. We got ourselves a Johnny, the Outland Chaperone, or a Johnny Outland Chaperone. Did not have a "the" in there, if you can see. Interesting, he creates a green and white Kithkin, and he's only just white, but it's not terrible. Puka's Covenant, Sunderflock, the Elemental Psych Rift, but only if you cast it. Grub's Command, Glenalandra, which is the final card in this pack, foil version of it too, which is kind of cool, and Goblin and Fairy token. It's definitely really cool. Like, I kind of like, the one thing I like about this set is what they've done with the minus counter synergies. You know, like this card here, like you can remove a counter to counter a non-creature spell, or there's cards that can remove the counters and do other fun stuff. There's lots of shenanigans. If I can get to it, like I have a limited tournament deck I have built, and it's got some interesting shenanigans with some of the blighting and the removing the counters and all that other fun stuff. You know, just like putting counters on a thing and getting to the graveyard, and then removing counters from something else to bring that thing back, and then things that put counters back on the other thing. Yeah, a lot of fun. You know, Magic Christmas Land, everybody. All right, the Hold, the Embrace, the Fence, the Dream Caesar. It's interesting that the Thoughtseize was not put in a set, you know, but whatever. Elf, Outrider, Lieutenant, Aggressor. I find it funny, like some of the first few packs had those showcase uncommons, but I haven't seen one in a bit. All right, behind this forest or island, we have Taster of Wares, Elemental Spectacle with Vivid, which, you know, super interesting. Create a number of 5/5 red and green elemental creature tokens equal to the number of colors among permanents you can control. The max you're ever going to get off of this is 5, so it makes it kind of like, Celestial Reunion. I don't know if I've seen this card yet in any of my openings. Behold 2 creatures of that type. Search for a creature card with a mana value X or less. Put it in the hand and shuffle. you can put that card in the battlefield if the additional cost, the behold cost, was made. Hey, look at that. We got the other Planeswalker. Is that not quite back to back? Not foil, but we got fixed Oko. Just call him fixed Oko. Borderless flip Oko. Up to 1 target creature, gains all creature types. And then, let's see, he's just, okay, he's blue, green. Yep, definitely a lot more fixed than he used to be. And Bray of Clan, Stout Arm. Elf Warrior token, plant token. Yeah. Okay, cool. Let's make a little bit of space here so we can get through the last couple packs for this video. Nobody wants to see all the commons, uncommons, right? They're still there. You see me open them. It happened. There's proof. All right. Pull this out carefully. We got Summit Sentinel, Moon Glove Extractor, Chaos Spewer, Blossom Bind, Barbed Bloodletter, Thought Weft Charge, Gathering Stone, I think I might put this could maybe go in my Ashling deck. Fits well with Risen Reef, Crib Swap, Boulder Dash. Yet again, no uncommon showcase, but behind his island we see Champions of the Perfect, Lamentation, Selfless Safe Right. Here we go. Not quite foil, but we got a Shockland, one of the neat little dual Shocklands. The Shadowmoor and the Lorwyn sides. And Bridget Chaklin's Heart. I may be pronouncing that wrong. It is what is. Oh, this is the art on the deck box for my Ashling deck. All right, cool. Not so bad. I'll probably end up sleeving the Oko and the Temple Garden, but kind of just let's keep going through the motions here. All right, so I still have some more Lorwyn collector boxes. We'll see if I get an appetite to open up more later, but I think I'm going to go move into Ninja Turtles and see where things go from there. All right, Nomad, Feastling, Crossroads Watcher, Dawnhand Eulogist, Scarblade Scout, Wretched Wretch. Here we go. Twin Flame Travelers. Definitely cool in Ashling. We got ourselves another uncommon showcase. I'll take it. Lofty Dreams, Bogart, Curse Crafter, and a mountain. We had quite a few islands in a row, which is interesting. Soul Immolation, followed by Rain Slicked Cops. Can't pronounce that right. Raiding Schemes. Ooh, another Shockland. We got ourselves the Blood Crypt. And yeah, look at that. Hey, look. You know, another special art Collective Inferno. Sweet. Foil as well. We will sleeve that bad boy up. Oh, okay. I almost thought I had like a cool one of those misprints on the token. You know, when the pressing machine crimps the top of it, you know, that's kind of cool. All right. We're getting down to the last two packs here. I mean, the set's not bad, but I don't know. I guess this is just the bane of me, but the wow factor in opening this up, it just wasn't there. You know, like there's definitely some cool art, some cool cards, but nothing that's kind of like, oh my god, this is a mind-blowing card, blah, blah, blah. I mean, if you see anything that I should have gotten excited about, let me know, but I'm not saying it's a bad set. Like, I still appreciate what's being done with it. All right, let's keep moving through here. All right, Forest into Gloom Ripper, Abundant Countryside, Champions of the Perfect, the Catharsis, which we talked about a little earlier. Okay, so the white side of this gives you the 2/1/1 green and white Kithkins. The red side of it gives creatures 1/1 and haste until end of turn. And this was one of the ones I was kind of looking at. I think I mentioned it before, but in my limited deck, I got Champions of the Weird and the Elf that can remove tokens or remove counters. And there's that black-white card that can also return things from graveyards. So I can cycle this a little bit, you know, blight him till he's dead, you know, let him die. He'll come back, you know, flash him before I do the thing, flash him in so he gets persistent till end of turn. He comes in with another minus counter. You just rinse, repeat, get him to the graveyard, use the other thing to bring him back. Joy, oh joy. The art is cool in the set. No complaints at all. All right, last pack, everybody. The last of the Lorwyn for the foreseeable future, for me at least. Let's see what we got. Maybe another Shockland would be cool. Foil Shockland. Maybe I'll just open up another collector box off camera, so just for the heck of it. All right, cool. We got another one. So we're catching up with the uncommon showcases. All right. From the plains, we got another Brigid, followed by Aberrant Return, Lorwyn Imperfect Naturalist, Mutable Explorer, and followed by Morning Tide's Light. Exile any number of target creatures at the beginning of the next end step. Return them to the battlefield tapped under their owner's control. Until your next turn, prevent all damage that would be dealt to you. Oh, and then exile this card because you can't cast it again. Hey, foil and alt art as well. So, hey, we got the Deceit full art card. All right. I mean, not terrible. Not, you know, the best collector box opening I've done. But I'm not going to complain. You know, I'm grateful to be able to open cards, do this on camera, have, you know, like, I don't know, I want to make the joke about viewers, but I mean, people watch my video. I appreciate like everything you do. You don't have to like, you don't have to subscribe. I have no sponsors, no Patreon, only hands. Yeah, just get a sense of what you would get if you open a box of this, or if you just want to watch somebody like open a box and lose a bunch of money. This is the place to be. All right. Well, with that said, thanks for watching, everybody. I'll catch you next time.